What's up, Barefoot Nation? This week we have an awesome video. I am unboxing some super cool plants from Plant Delights Nursery. So, without further ado, let's go! We have a package! Guys, I'm so excited. There are some super cool plants in here. This box here had a couple bananas in it. I'm not sure which is which yet, but basically these are two, fully hardy banana species in North Carolina, but here in Western New York, these two bananas, just given Musa as a reference, these two bananas will probably take a little bit more protection over the years than Musa, but as far as actual zone rating goes, these two are only half a zone more tropical, so to speak, than the Musa. So Bosju is listed at 7A without protection, so that's 0 degrees Fahrenheit, which I actually agree with. And these two bananas are listed at 7B, and it's like 9 and 11 or something like that, which these bananas can go to without protection. So I thought I'd show you guys what these plants actually look like out of their box. I mean, they're banana plants that have been shipped, so they're just not gonna look like much. The current leaf has been snapped so that it fits in the box. This one here sitting in the bucket soaking in the water is Musa unanensis, so that's kind of like a wild forest banana, where the appeal is kind of the glaucous coating you can see right there kind of sort of, and it has kind of a more upright leaf structure to it than Musa. And then this one here is Musa balbisiana, which is basically a plantain. So the fact that it's semi-hardy is pretty dang cool. Now this plant is pretty loose in its pot, so I'm debating if I'm going to repot this immediately or kind of let it root out into that container more. But basically these banana plants I got from Green Dreams down in Florida. And that's what kind of more fruiting type bananas look like. But these ones have, these ones technically are rated to zone 8A. Again, there's a Vente Cohal and a Dwarf Orinoco. But that's kind of what these guys will look like given good summer conditions pretty quickly. It's always amazing how fast bananas grow, even in containers. Of course, they will always do better in the ground, especially if you have the season left, enough time in the season left to plant them in the ground. With these two, I just don't think that's going to happen. Currently, it's late August. Just finished with Pandemonium online, and I don't see they're not going to establish in time, so I'm just going to do something similar to this, get a nice big 10-gallon, 15-gallon container, fill it with all sorts of good organic soil, and then, that'll be that for these guys. In this box, it's kind of the usual good packaging you'd expect from Plant Delights. So, you get all of your paperwork. So, y'all are gonna get to see my reaction to the first plant in this box. Okay, so in here, this is a Heliconia shediana, and so this plant is one of the most cold hardy heliconias that are available. I actually already have one of these, but I wanted another. In my climate, I don't do well with the tropical heliconias because the summer times, like July and August sometimes are hot, not this year, but it was actually June and July that were hot this year. Anyway, I digress. Buffalo doesn't have the heat, the sustained heat, to keep like any tropical heliconia really thriving. So the shediana, the bloom isn't my favorite as far as pictures go, but the shediana heliconia is definitely proven in colder climates. And then this plant right here is Aspidistra snowcap, so it's kind of like acai, but it's better. What the fuck is this? So In this package, guys, you can see that I have some cold hardy Venus flytraps. I am so excited for these, like you have no idea. Not only do I have a few more houseflies buzzing around than I care to admit out in this garden, but I'll show you where they're gonna grow, and I have a special area in the garden for them. If they're not going into your water feature, they kind of need to go adjacent to a water feature, and I have an area that's perfect, I hope, for these Venus flytraps. This is actually a type of native milkweed, which I am wholly unimpressed with the plant, but a lot of times that can happen with perennials. You put this dinky little thing in the ground and, you know, you're like, wow man, that doesn't look good, and then next spring it's amazing. Oh, that's cool. So, some of you guys are thinking you can smoke this based on the leaf. However, this is not cannabis. This is hardy tapioca. And hardy tapioca is, hardy tapioca is another plant that is kind of not really hardy here in Buffalo, but with good sighting, it should be a dieback perennial and probably mulch too. I mean, this is a woody plant, so as you can see, I want to be pretty careful with how you mulch in the winter, because like volcano mulching on your typical landscape trees is not a good idea. So this might take some work and good sighting, but how cool are those leaves? Absolutely beautiful. And it's like, and I think it's even eventually able to produce some sort of root crop or some sort of harvest. So hardy tapioca, so good stuff. And then the last plant in this haul, which doesn't really look so hot again, is another carnivorous plant for my little area that I'm going to show you guys. And this is Sarracenia leucophylla, I believe is the Latin. Yeah, how about that? So this is Sarracenia leucophylla, and then the cultivar name is Tarnock, which you can't really see right there. So again, this is hardy to zone 5, but again, the problem with carnivorous plants is you need to have a special area in your garden. You can't just plant them in the garden unless you live in Canada and you have peat bogs, in which case you're probably a little colder than zone 5. But the attraction to this guy is you can see this picture right here has this gorgeous, I'm just trying to get this one out of the way, this gorgeous kind of white and red veining at the top. And again, carnivorous plants are not only fascinating and beautiful, but they also are hopefully going to serve a function. I have a hunch that particularly the Venus flytraps are going to catch more flies than the Sarracenia, but we shall see. And anyone who orders from Plant Delights on a semi-regular basis never will run out of rubber bands. So I just thought about this, guys. This plant haul pretty much sums up my interests in horticulture with different plants, unique edible plants. You've got hardy tropicals, you've got some weird carnivorous plants which are hopefully going to solve a problem, and also some cool native plants. So yeah. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know down in the comments if any of these plants kind of pique your interest, or like a genre of plant. I'd be curious to hear from you guys. Ooh, bees. If you want to see more content just like this, be sure to smash that subscribe button and tap the bell. And if you like this video, be sure to drop it a big ol' thumbs up. And of course, drop a comment down below. Alright guys, thanks for watching. See you next week.